What if I told you that magic, yes, real magic, dates back thousands of years? Before flashy Vegas shows and viral street tricks, magicians were performing illusions in temples, courts, and ancient marketplaces. From secret rituals in the sands of Egypt to death-defying stunts on modern stages, the history of magicians is filled with mystery, danger, and a touch of the supernatural. In the next few minutes, we're pulling back the curtain on the world of magic, exploring where it all began, how it evolved, and the legendary magicians who left audiences speechless across the centuries. So get ready, because this story is more than just smoke and mirrors. Let's dive into the magical history of magicians. Magic, in its early form, was all about mystery and illusion. The first recorded instances of magic go back to ancient Egypt around 2000 BCE. The Egyptians had magicians who performed tricks, often with a mix of sleight of hand and mystical rituals. They were believed to have supernatural powers, and many of their tricks were linked to their religious beliefs. In fact, the Egyptians were pioneers in creating illusions. A famous reference to magic in ancient Egypt is the sleight of hand trick, which was showcased in a papyrus known as the Westcar Papyrus from around 1700 BCE. This papyrus details stories of magicians who performed tricks that mystified audiences. Fast forward a few centuries, and we find magic spreading to ancient Greece and Rome. The Greeks embraced magic as both an art and a form of entertainment. Magicians, known as magoi or wise men, were often linked to the mystical and spiritual realms, and their performances were sometimes associated with religious rites. One notable figure in ancient Greek magic was Apollonius of Tyana, a philosopher and magician who was said to have performed extraordinary feats, such as healing the sick and predicting the future. The Romans, too, were enchanted by magic, and performers known as illusionists wowed crowds in the Roman Empire. As we move into the Middle Ages, the line between magic and sorcery became blurred. During this period, magicians were often seen as either healers or practitioners of dark arts. Some magicians, like John Dee, a famous English alchemist and advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, were considered scholars, using magic for scientific exploration. On the other hand, many magicians were feared and persecuted during the witch hunts that swept across Europe in the 15th and 16th centuries. However, by the time of the Renaissance, magic began to regain a more theatrical and entertaining role. Magicians like Giovanni Panetti became famous for their performance skills, turning magic into a form of professional entertainment rather than just superstition. The 19th century brought about a huge shift in the world of magic. This was the time when magic transitioned into a fully established form of theater. One name stands above all in this era: Harry Houdini. Born in 1874, Houdini is perhaps the most famous magician in history. Known for his death-defying stunts, Houdini made a name for himself by escaping from handcuffs, straitjackets, and even locked boxes submerged in water. Houdini didn't just perform tricks. He revolutionized the magic world by combining illusions with elements of drama and suspense. He created larger-than-life acts that were thrilling and suspenseful, leaving audiences on the edge of their seats. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, and magic has become an even more sophisticated and global phenomenon. Today's magicians like David Copperfield, Penn and Teller, and Darren Brown continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, blending magic with technology and psychology. David Copperfield, for example, is famous for his large-scale illusions, like making the Statue of Liberty disappear. Meanwhile, Penn and Teller are known for their unique mix of comedy and magic, often revealing the mechanics behind their tricks to challenge the audience's perception of magic itself. Magic today is not just about tricks, it's about storytelling, illusion, and performance art. It's evolved into a blend of art, science, and entertainment, with magicians continuously innovating to wow audiences and keep that sense of wonder alive. And that brings us up to date. From ancient rituals to modern-day spectacles, the history of magicians has been a journey of creativity, skill, and mystery. Whether you're into close-up magic, grand illusions, or mentalism, the art form has certainly come a long way, continuing to captivate and amaze. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into the world of magic, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.